Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Any new viewers? Welcome to the channel. Following on from our Sim 2 driver review, we're going to go into Sim 2 irons. So there's two different models in Sim 2 irons this year. We've got Sim 2 Max, Sim 2 Max OS. As you can probably imagine, the OS is just a bigger footprint, a little bit more helpful, a little more offset, but what we're going to do is we're going to dive straight into these and have a little look at the tech, comparing the two of these lovely little irons. So one of the first things we noticed with Sim 2 Max and Max OS irons is the back of the club compared to last year. It's much more flush, and the reason for that is the cap back design from Taylormade. That's Taylormade's latest technology, and it's brought in to connect the top of the club and the bottom of the club to make it much more stable, which in a game improvement iron is a good idea. Let's get it feeling nice and stable. The other advantage to this as well is it actually creates a hollow back club design, so the gap between the face and the back of the club. And they're able to put in their new echo dampening system into that. So that's just to make it sound a little bit nicer, feel a little bit nicer off the face, get away from that game improvement iron feel while keeping game improvement iron performance. You've got the positioning of the speed pocket down the bottom, which Taylormade have had in their last few models of irons actually. Nice to see them staying with that, so that's to allow a little more help on them low face hits, keep that ball speed a little higher so we don't see as much of a drop off. They've also gone for a very thin face this year, so it's very flexible, and again that's just to build up some ball speed, get this club going as far as possible so we can gain a few yards. They've got a lot of weight down low, and when you actually see the club, very thick bottom line, and that's why all the weight is down low. Get that ball launching nice and high with loads of speed to allow for gain in distance and some help launching that ball. Now when you look at the difference between Sim 2 Max and Sim 2 Max OS, bigger footprint in the Sim 2 Max OS, and then a little more offset as well. The offset is to allow for a little help in the draw bias, but all the other technology is the exact same. Two lovely irons from Taylormade this year. So that is what the tech says about the two different models. But let's have a little look at performance now. I'm going to start with Sim 2 Max, and down by the ball, looks good. Looks very good. Top line's a little thicker, a lot of confidence inspiring. Can't point down any flaws with it really. It's a good looking club. Let's hit some balls and see how she goes. I reckon it might be a little bit powerful though, if last year's Sim is anything to go by. Good strike to start us off. Yeah, she's strong. That is a strong club. Anyone wanting to pick up some distance? I found your one. Let's hit a few more and see what we come out with. It's a nice strike. Yeah, I mean, credit where credit's due to Taylormade. They've made a good helpful club here. It looks good. It sounds really good. They have got the echo dampening system on it, and it does help. It's not really tingy or clunky sounding. Actually sounds quite good. Not too invasive on the eye as well. Let's jump into Max OS, see what it has to offer. Okay, now we've got ourselves Sim 2 Max OS. This is the oversized model. She's gonna look big, I reckon. Yeah, that is a big old club head, that is. Reckon you could probably hit this anywhere on the face and it'll be not a lot of drop off in ball speed anyway. So top line's a little thicker than the standard Sim 2 Max, and oh, you can just see a little bit of the back of the club. That would be, that's a bad mark in my books. For me anyway. Don't like seeing the back of the club. Some people like it, but everyone to their own, isn't that it? This is going to go far. I can tell that already. It looks strong. It looks very strong. Let's give it a few hits and see how we go. 140 ball speed off 7 iron. That is strong. Spin is lovely though. Actually, I can't say too much wrong about that now. I'll take that, that's nice. Let's hit a few more, we'll get some stats, we'll have a look at the two of them, see how they compare to each other. Okay, so that's Sim Max OS. And I have to say, again, no fault with it, it's a little bit big for my eye. It's quite a big footprint. You'd want to, really want a nice, confident looking club to be looking into this. It is great performing, I have to say. Again, same as Sim 2 Max. Felt really solid, sounded good. Just a little bit big on the footprint for my eye, but you know, might look beautiful to somebody else. Let's have a little look at the two of these compared to each other, see what the numbers say. Let's have a little look. So as we can see here, we've got the Sim 2 Max OS in the yellow, Sim 2 Max in the white. So initially, let's have a little look at ball speed. Ball speed, mile an hour in it. We wouldn't be too concerned about any differences there. Launch angle, Sim 2 Max OS a degree lower, but again, not a huge amount in it. Carry, very similar. Total, very similar. Spin rate, now this is where it gets a little different. So there's a 250 revs, as we can see there, in the difference. And then there's a peak height difference of 5 feet between Sim 2 Max OS and Sim 2 Max. Now these are both quite strong lofted clubs. The Sim 2 Max sitting at 28.5 degrees of loft, and the Sim 2 Max OS sitting at 27 degrees of loft, both in the 7-iron. I think what people kind of think is that this is just to maximize distance, but what people don't realize is the lofts have to be this strong. Because these clubs have so much help down low, the ball wants to launch as high as possible. So you have to strengthen the lofts to actually hit a good window. It's not just about distance, because if these lofts weren't stronger than your kind of traditional 7-irons, this ball would balloon up in the air with so much spin, so much height, the ball would actually go nowhere, because these are still spinning in quite a nice window for a 7-iron for me, just around that 6,000 mark. The main difference really I can see between these is just the size, the confidence it will give different players. Maybe over a longer period of time, you might notice a bit more forgiveness on the OS over the standard on miss hits, but the numbers out of them, 10 balls each, we're not seeing a huge amount. Numbers look good, club looks good. Right guys, that's the Sim 2 range from Taylormade. They're running Max and Max OS for 2021. As we saw in testing, numbers very, very similar. The difference is the look of the club. I reckon over time, you might see a little bit more help from Max OS, but initially, testing by myself, don't see any numbers difference, but there is quite a difference in looks. So if you're looking for confidence, you're looking for as much club face behind that ball as possible, Max OS is probably a good way to go. If you're looking for something a little neater but want that help, Max is a good step for you too. Come in, get fit if you're thinking about it, and we'll get you set up in the right balance of club just for you. I'm going to leave a link in the description below for our booking system here at McGurk's. You can book in with myself here in Leopardstown, or we do have all our stores across the country, and we will look after you, get you set up right in your irons for 2021. I'm going to throw a little curveball there for my better players, for the better ball strikers out there. What about a combo set? Go in your long irons in a Max or Max OS, just for that little extra help. We've seen launch is great, spin's great, distance is great. Why not get a little extra help in there? Certainly worth testing anyway. Link in the description below for my Instagram page. Please give it a follow, and let's get enjoying golf in 2021. If you need anything else, or even want anything else reviewed, leave a comment below. Get back to you as soon as I can with a video reviewing exactly what you're looking for. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.